So we're at the AI for Good Summit in Geneva, and I have the pleasure of meeting a gentleman called Galim from Homai. On Digital Talk, we spotlight entrepreneurs, leaders, and innovators using digital tech and telecoms to drive global impact in a changing world. Uncovering the unexpected, spotlighting hidden gems, and sharing inspiring stories that shine a light on the most transformative corners of our industry. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Would you kindly introduce yourself and sort of the work you're doing at the moment, please?
Yes. Okay. I'm a machine learning engineer that works in natural language processing and speech technologies. I have a full-time job, and also I do my project as a part-time.
Okay. And the project is Homai?
Yes.
Have I pronounced it correctly?
Yes.
And I think it's got a particular meaning in the local language, is that right? And which language is that, by the way?
Yes. Homai is a project that's going to bring languages back to real life. And the meaning is, it is the name of the character from our local legend. And what this character do, it brings other characters, humans, back to life. And our project bring languages, small minority languages, back to life through digitalization.
Okay, and you said your local language. You haven't said what language that is.
My local language is Bashkir, and we live in an region called Bashkortostan.
And so how many people speak that language?
Now it is 1 million, and this number is decreasing.
Right. Why is it decreasing?
So young generation, they spend more and more time on the internet and maybe less and less time with their family. And we think, okay, maybe we cannot bring this young generation back to family. It is internet generation. And if we want to keep our language spoken, maybe we need to bring our language to the internet. So this is what we are doing with our language and with other languages.
Yes, I mean, that caught my attention and why I wanted to interview you. I've heard that I'm involved with the GSMA, and they said that large language models for languages, there only is 7 predicted to be supported. So the idea of having local languages, I think, is very relevant. Also for communication, telecommunications as well, which we'll be talking about. So can you say a bit more about the project and how you're approaching this problem?
So we started maybe 5 years ago for my local language. The idea was to have a smart speaker. The smart speaker is very popular, but they support only few languages. The idea was, let's have the smart speaker, but in our local language. So we started crowdsourcing speech data. And then when we had enough data, we fine-tuned already multilingual models, but they are not too multilingual. So we added our language. And then with these models, and also we added fairy tales, songs, and information about our traditions and history. And then we combined it all together and created a smart speaker. So children can not only speak in native language, but they can also speak about native culture.
Today's episode is sponsored by IFG Consulting Europe, who help operators to tap into technologies to accelerate digitization of the network, drive revenues, and reduce costs by championing promising software providers. Go to ifgconsultingeurope.com to find out more.
Very nice idea. I do like that. And I think it's obvious in a way, but maybe what's the impact you expect to have on the society and overall? What's your hope?
So our long-term goals, I think, is to have ability to consume any content in the local language. So children or even adults can have enough practice in the local language. So imagine like cartoons that will be automatically translated to local languages. Because for small ethnicities, it is really hard to compete with Hollywood, for example, because they have so much talents. And of course, we also have our local cartoons, for example. But if you compare the quality, and for children, it is difficult to explain to them, please, let's watch a cartoon in our local language. They prefer the more interesting and more entertainment content, right? But if we can drop the price of translating such content, it will be, it can be some solution for us, right? So this is, I think, the long-term goal for us.
And AI, how are you using AI in the project?
Yeah, so I think now when you say AI, many people think about ChatGPT. So it is just ChatGPT, but in local language. So this is how we use AI and how we want to be AI related, yes.
So you're building your own sort of library and language model in that sense, I guess, because you're training ChatGPT to understand your language and have content in your language. Is that the fair way of describing it?
Yes, ChatGPT includes many technologies. Previously, we were more focused on speech technologies. So to understand speech, to translate it to text, and then to synthesize from text back speech. And now we are starting working more and more with language models. While technology is advancing, we need less and less data to train our own model. It is a problem for small languages because it is not digitalized enough to have enough data. For example, for English, we have Common Crawl dataset, which is just the result of crawling the internet. But for our language, it will not work. We do not have enough data on the internet. But what we can do, we can collaborate, I think, with libraries and have data. But then we need technology to scan books and extract text from there and so on. And technology is improving, and we think when we will have good enough technology, we will train the model with the data we have.
Very good, very good. Do you have any examples where you're already using this technology?
Yes, for our local language, we have pilot with kindergartens and schools that have program in our local language, and we provided 200 smart speakers to them. Also, we are working now with 9 different languages in the area.
Fantastic. Well, I'll jump to another question which I had because I think it's connected, as you mentioned, young people and using it. So what's your advice to young people regarding AI and the use of AI for good, and what about innovations? Do you have any suggestions with them?
I think to be public, to publish everything you do. And this is the way to find another people that maybe do the same thing or maybe interested in what you are doing and can help. And another thing is not to be afraid to make mistakes and make mistakes publicly, so other people can learn from you and they can iterate faster because of you. And because they iterate faster, they want to work with you because they know you know something. You already passed through this problem.
I think that's a good advice as well. Excellent. We're obviously at the AI for Good Summit. What brought you here? Were you invited, or how did you know about the event? And is it your first time as well?
Yes.
Okay.
So we are part of Innovation Factory. This is a special program for young startups here. And we won the first stage in Malta. So our project is based on Malta now. And the final stage here. So we had access to have a booth in the exhibition, and we also participated in the final with our pitch here.
How did that go?
Not so good as I expected, but next time we will be prepared better.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's what you say. You're learning by...
Yes, making mistakes publicly, yes.
Making mistakes publicly, as they say. So if we just move on then to what are the sort of areas beyond the work you're doing now that you think need attention in the world, which sort of grab your attention to sort of help the planet? Have you got any particular projects that you
Yes, I think it is still connected maybe what we are doing. It is about connectivity of people. So I can give you an example. So the village that my grandparents live, they haven't had internet access for a long time. And here, yesterday, I saw a startup that can bring the mobile internet to local villages with very low price. And it touched me so deep because I remember it that every summer I went to my grandparents. It was a huge problem. We cannot even call ambulance there because there is no connection, right? And such kind of projects is very important, I think, because there are many villages, not only in regions where that you can think about, but even in more developing countries, there are still some villages that need such solution.
So to connect the unconnected.
Yes.
That's a big problem. It's an area we've been involved with as well, and I agree with you, particularly the digital world, which is moving at such pace. And you get withdrawal symptoms of your grandparents going, I can't connect to the world as well. What about, which I think you've just connected to it actually, is this event is driven by the ITU, International Telecoms Union. How does your project, do you feel, potentially fit in the world of communications and telecommunications?
So I think it is. There are still the problem with communication, even if it is connected physically with device. But if all the content on the internet is not on the language that people can understand, then what is the matter of this connection, right? So we still need access to content. So access means the physical access. So you need the connectivity like mobile and 4G, 5G, and also you need access. You need this content to be on your language. So this is two sides of the same problem, I would say.
Yeah, communication requires people to be able to speak and be understood. And I think we're not far away from technology which allows people in real time for one person to speak in one language and simultaneous sort of translation to someone else as well. One of the things we like to do is give our guests the opportunity to give a shout out to either a person, organization, or something that someone's doing good. Certainly one of the candidates could be the company you mentioned about that has low-cost connectivity, but maybe you have something else in mind that you'd like to give a shout out to.
Yes, I want to say, I want to give my shout to other project from the Innovation Factory. This is a project called Guidance, and especially to the CEO, Amos, who is blind himself, and he provides mobility solution for blind people. So I was really impressed by what he's doing, and I want to give my voice to him.
Fantastic. That's a great shout out indeed. Well, it's been a real pleasure to have you on the podcast, and wish you all the best with your project.
Thank you very much.
You're now part of the Digital Talk community.
Thank you.
So look forward to finding out more what's happening going forward.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to rate us and subscribe, and feel free to follow us on LinkedIn. And if you have comments or ideas for future episodes, please send us an email. Thanks for being part of the Digital Talk community and for listening. Stay tuned.